There are places on Earth that defy our sense of what's possible, where nature puts on a show so epic it feels unreal. In the northwest corner of Venezuela, there's a place just like that. It holds the Guinness World Record for the highest concentration of lightning on the planet. This isn't some random once-in-a-century superstorm. This is a nightly appointment with the sky. For 140 to 160 nights a year, over a vast body of water in Venezuela, a storm rages in near constant silence. This is the Catatumbo lightning, the most electric place on Earth. But this is no ordinary storm. It's a predictable nightly spectacle that has puzzled scientists and inspired legends for centuries. So, what's the recipe for this eternal storm? 1. The journey to the heart of the storm. To get this phenomenon, you have to go to its source, Lake Maracaibo, one of South America's largest and oldest bodies of water. Our journey takes us to the lake's southern edge, past the bustling city of Maracaibo, and out to remote villages built on stilts, communities like Ologa and Congo Mirador that live by the rhythm of the water and sky. Here, life moves at a different pace. People live in brightly colored stilt houses, called palafitos, perched over the dark, calm water. Fishermen guide their boats through winding waterways, sharing the landscape with caimans and exotic birds. But as dusk begins to settle, a different kind of energy fills the air. Residents look to the horizon, not with fear, but with a quiet familiarity. They know the show is about to start. It begins subtly, about an hour after sunset, a distant flash, then another. Soon, the sky begins to pulse with light. This is what draws travelers and scientists from around the globe. A light show performed by nature, happening almost every single night. From their homes, locals see what others travel thousands of miles to witness. As one young resident said, "It's nothing unusual for us, so it's funny that people come to watch what I see from my hammock every night." For them, the lightning is a constant companion, a silent, celestial rhythm to their lives. But the question remains, why here? Why does this specific corner of the world host a storm that never seems to end? 2. The science unveiled. The answer to Catatumbo's mystery is a perfect and powerful recipe of geography and weather. It's a story of mountains, water, and wind, all colliding in a spectacular display of physics. First, the setting. Lake Maracaibo is cradled on three sides by towering mountain ranges: the Andes, the Parage Mountains, and the Mérida Cordillera. This unique topography creates a massive natural basin, a sort of geographical cul-de-sac, with an opening to the north that leads to the Caribbean Sea. Every day, warm, moist air from the Caribbean flows into this basin. The hot tropical sun beats down on the lake, causing huge amounts of water to evaporate and supercharging the air with humidity. This warm, moisture-laden air gets trapped within the mountain-ringed basin. Then, as evening approaches, the second key ingredient arrives: cool, dense air, chilled by the high altitudes of the surrounding Andes, begins to pour down the mountain slopes. This cold air acts like a wedge, plowing into the warm, humid air mass over the lake and forcing it violently upward. This rapid uplift creates colossal cumulonimbus clouds, thunderheads that can tower more than 12 kilometers high. Inside these turbulent clouds, a chaotic dance begins. Water droplets and ice crystals are tossed about, colliding and stripping electrons from one another. This process generates an immense buildup of static electricity. The atmosphere becomes a massive battery, and when the electrical tension gets too high, it discharges in a brilliant flash of lightning. What makes Catatumbo so consistent is a phenomenon known as the Caribbean low-level jet, a swift, reliable ribbon of wind that forms almost every night, feeding moisture into the basin. This creates what scientists call terrain-anchored convection, where the storm is literally pinned to the landscape, with new thunderstorms forming as others fade for up to 10 hours straight. 3. A river of fire in the sky. The scale of this nightly spectacle is just staggering. During its peak season around September and October, the storm can produce up to 28 lightning flashes per minute. Using satellite data, NASA has identified this area as the planet's #1 lightning hotspot, recording an average of 233 flashes per square kilometer every year. That's far more than the previous record holder in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The energy released is almost incomprehensible. NASA estimates that just 10 minutes of the Catatumbo lightning could produce enough electricity to light up all of South America. Many of these flashes are cloud to cloud, happening high in the atmosphere, which is why the storm is often eerily silent from the ground. The thunder is simply too far away to be heard. For centuries, this silent, flickering light show led sailors to call it the Lighthouse of Maracaibo. 4. The legends and the legacy. For as long as the lightning has flashed, people have woven stories to explain it. In the language of the indigenous Bar people, Catatumbo means house of thunder. They believed the flashes were caused by millions of supernatural fireflies paying tribute to their ancestors. The Wayu people saw it as the work of the souls of the deceased. For all, it was a sacred and powerful presence. This natural lighthouse has also played a role in Venezuela's history. Legend has it that in 1595, the flashes illuminated the ships of English privateer Sir Francis Drake, revealing his surprise attack on the city of Maracaibo and allowing Spanish defenders to prepare. This story was even immortalized in a 1597 poem by Lope de Vega. Nearly 2.5 centuries later, in 1823, the lightning is said to have once again betrayed a Spanish fleet during the Venezuelan War of Independence, helping Sim Bolívar's forces secure a decisive victory. 5. An engine of the atmosphere. Beyond its visual splendor and cultural importance, the Catatumbo lightning is a powerful engine of atmospheric chemistry. With over 1 million lightning strikes a year, it's considered one of the world's largest single generators of tropospheric ozone. As the bolts tear through the air, they produce nitrogen oxide, which is then converted into ozone by sunlight. While this low-level ozone doesn't really help replenish the protective stratospheric ozone layer, it highlights the storm's massive chemical impact. But this eternal storm is not invincible. In 2010, the unthinkable happened. The lightning vanished. For nearly 4 months, from January to April, the sky remained dark. A severe drought, linked to the El Niño climate pattern, had starved the atmosphere of the moisture needed to fuel the storm. Locals were anxious, fearing their guiding light had been extinguished forever. The Catatumbo lightning is a testament to the intricate and powerful forces that shape our world. It's a story of science, legend, and undeniable beauty. If you're fascinated by the incredible wonders of our planet, make sure to subscribe and join us as we explore more stories just like this one. From a perfect collision of wind and mountains, a silent, nightly storm of spectacular proportions is born. It's a natural lighthouse that has guided sailors and, as legend tells it, foiled invasions. It's a sacred spectacle for the indigenous people who have lived under its glow for millennia. The Catatumbo lightning is more than just a weather phenomenon. It is a living, breathing part of Venezuela's landscape and identity. It reminds us that even in our modern world, there are still places of profound mystery and awe, where the sky puts on a show that no human hand could ever create, night after night, in the heart of the eternal storm.